6 o'clock, it's 64 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 38. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. President Trump has an update on Operation Epic Fury.
The military success that we've had is truly unprecedented.
The president says Iran now has no Navy and they have no Air Force.
They have no anti-aircraft equipment. It's all been blown up. They have no radar. They have no telecommunications.
And if he didn't act when he did,
the situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return.
And he believes
if we didn't do this at the time we did it, I think they had in mind to attack us.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The next portion of the Ice Out MKE legislative package takes a step forward.
Monday, the city's Steering and Rules Committee advanced a resolution prohibiting the use of city-owned property for ICE activities. The resolution's author, Alderwoman Jocasta Zamarripa, says she's received confirmation from the city attorney's office that the legislation is enforceable.
I did indeed make a number of changes based on their keen insight, and I am confident that this file is good, ready, and able to withstand any legal scrutiny.
Two other parts of Ice Out MKE passed through the council last week. More pieces of the package will be discussed throughout this week. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Repairs move forward at Hart Park in Wauwatosa after last summer's historic flooding.
City officials estimate the storm caused about $4 million in damage to the stadium, bleachers, turf, playground, and softball field. An engineering review found the drainage system underneath the field was also damaged during the flood. A $1 million donation from the Tosa Foundation will help with recovery, but questions remain about how the rest will be funded. The timeline calls for sewer system cleaning to begin this month. Field and turf work could start in April. The city says the target date for completion is May 15th, though that timeline will depend on the weather. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
State Supreme Court Justice Annette Ziegler will not run for re-election next year.
Ziegler says it's the right time for her to spend more time with her family after serving on the bench for 30 years. She was first elected to the state's high court in 2007 and served as Chief Justice from 2021 to 2025. She was also the only justice to not have an opponent over the last 2 decades. Her decision will give liberals a chance to expand after taking majority control of Wisconsin's Supreme Court in 2023. Ziegler will serve out the rest of her current term, which ends in July of 2027. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
New research shows Wisconsin has many options to help alleviate the burden of child care costs for families and providers. Deputy Research Director at Wisconsin Policy Forum, Sarah Shaw, says state lawmakers have the most power to raise revenue. She tells WTMJ's Point Taken what kind of policy has potential for the most impact.
Establishing trust funds has gained in popularity across the country. It requires a pretty large upfront investment to establish the fund, but then it means that you can, like an investment fund, be taking drawdowns from it without depleting the overall fund too much. So it really sets you up for long-term investment.
Wisconsin's existing child care subsidy programs are largely funded by discretionary federal dollars. The Green Bay Packers announced details for celebrating the life and legacy of former team president Bob Harlan.
A celebration of life will be hosted by the Harlan family March 16th from 3:30 to 5 in the Lambeau Field atrium for fans who wish to pay their respects. Harlan was instrumental in the modernization of Lambeau Field, spearheading the $295 million redevelopment completed in 2003 that transformed Lambeau into a year-round destination. Harlan passed away Thursday, March 5th at the age of 89 following a brief illness. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Sports traffic and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 6:04.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
It's time. It's time your ad dollar reached far more than you thought possible. And it's time your ad message made a dramatic impact on your bottom line. The results we brought our small business clients are significant, and there's no reason we can't bring you the same success, no matter what your ad budget is. So go to anderson-smith.com, hit the Contact Us button, email me, and I will call you in short order, because it is time. Anderson-smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. If you're buying and creating advertising for your small business, but you're not sure how to make it work, then I want you to know we can make radio or TV advertising work for you. Both are very powerful media, and both can be affordable. And we have a laundry list of notable long-term clients who will vouch for us. So if you have an interest in increasing the chances of your small business's advertising success, go to anderson-smith.com, hit the Contact Us button, send me a quick email, and I'll call you in short order. That's anderson-smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers fall to the Dodgers 4-3 in Cactus League play today. The Brew Crew is off tomorrow, then taking on the Reds Wednesday afternoon. ESPN is reporting multiple Packers departing from Green Bay. Quarterback Malik Willis is going to Miami. Edge rusher Rashawn Gary is going to Dallas. Pass rusher Kingsley Ngabari is going to the Jets. Linebacker Quay Walker has reached an agreement with the Raiders, and center Elgton Jenkins is being released. And the Bucks wrap up their homestand tomorrow night against the Suns. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads at this point. Just one brief delay lingering on 94 westbound. You'll hit the brakes after 27th Street, but that clears up once you get past American Family Field. And taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 38. Tuesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. Showers are likely by the evening with a chance for thunderstorms, a high of 42. Wednesday, a mixed precipitation is likely. We're looking at less than 1 inch of snow total, a high of 38. Thursday, partly cloudy with another chance for mixed precipitation late, a high of 43. On Friday, another chance for snow or wintry mix, a high of 41. Right now in Madison, it's 61 degrees. In Green Bay, also 61. In Waukesha, it's 65. And in Milwaukee, it's 64 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. And if you're dragging a little or a lot after losing that hour of sleep yesterday, don't worry. Got a couple hours of energy, creativity, and conversation that will perk you right up, especially now that St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. Awards season will wrap up with the Oscars on Sunday. There's plenty to chat about. You know the annual Peeps brand art exhibit that's happening at the Racine Art Museum this month? How about pickle art? Yes, the Dodge County Center for the Arts in Beaver Dam wants to see your pickle-inspired creativity. And at 6:35, Craig Caston, the president of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, will join me to share details behind one of the most delightful exhibitions of the season. I had to do at least one pickle pun, right? But it'll be a fun way to get the community together to create art inspired by pickles. After the 7 o'clock newscast, an encore of one of my very favorite film conversations with Milwaukee native and Marquette alumna Beth D'Amato. She is a very accomplished visual effects supervisor at Industrial Light and Magic. And here's what's wild. She shares what it's like watching Song Sung Blue as the daughter of Lightning and Thunder's co-manager Tom D'Amato, who is played on screen by Jim Belushi. So we'll revisit that fun conversation. And the song you need to hear is going to get you in the mood to be wearing green because it's a tune by Gaelic Storm right before they hit stages all across Wisconsin this week. So pickles, movie magic, music, and right now, maps. We kick things off with March Mapness. College hoops, that tournament will start next week. But before the madness, we get to embrace your mapness. And in the studio with me, I'm so delighted to welcome Georgia Brown. Now, Georgia, you're the interim curator, but it's such a long title that you have with your role at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Describe your title and what you do.
Sure thing. So my regular job is the Public Services Librarian, which is also a long title. And then I'm currently serving as the head of the American Geographical Society Library, which is also a very long title. Right now, I guess I'll say in my everyday job, I work with students. I do reference, outreach, and instruction. So professors will bring their classes to me, and we do like map-themed, activities or worksheets, and talk about like primary sources and critical thinking and that kind of thing. And then people from all over the world email me questions every week, just asking about like, do we have this map? Like, what's this on it? Or like, how can I help them find different resources? And outreach is stuff like this, where I talk about the collection and advocate for us and, get our names in more people's heads.
And Georgia, before we get into March Madness, because I just love saying it and I love the concept and I love finding out that this is an annual tradition for you. When you're getting calls and emails from around the world, how often do you say, yes, we have that map?
Quite a bit, more often than people think sometimes. Like students will walk in, I think the past 2 weeks there's been an architecture class where they had to find maps of a place they'd never been before and visualize the space. And I would just be like, well, where do you want to see? And they're like, what do you have? And I'm like, literally anywhere in the world do you want to find a map of, we've got it. So it's very rare that I'll say no. And if I do say no, I know the other map libraries in the world to be able to point people in the right directions.
You're connected.
Yes.
So how many maps do you have at UW-Milwaukee?
We are not sure of the 100% number, but we estimate that we have about 635,000 right now.
That's a lot.
It's so many. We have 2 million things total in our library.
When you say 2 million things, so like I think map, I think flat, but you have globes?
Yes.
What else do you have?
We have, so we call this a map and geography library. So anything that happens in a place, we've maybe got it. So maps, books, atlases, digital geospatial data for people who make their own maps. We've got a rare book collection, a circulating book collection, archives, pamphlets, globes, photographs. Photographs is one of our biggest parts of our collection. And I think I'm hitting a lot of the nautical charts, I forgot to say.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so a lot of different types of maps.
That is fascinating to me that we have. I feel like Marquette University has the J.R.R. Tolkien manuscripts.
Oh, sure.
Like what a treasure, and like people don't really realize that, and that you can access them. So now to know that we have 2 million artifacts.
Actually, in the same vein of that, the Atlas of Middle Earth, which was made by Karen Wynne Fonstad, we actually got her manuscript map collection. So we have all the originals of all the atlases she did of fantasy worlds.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yes.
So when you have that many in your collection, I would assume a lot of it is incredibly academic and historic. But do you have fictional
There's a lot that
worlds
are just
and
for fun too. Yeah, a lot are just for fun. One of the ones in March Madness actually is a map of the world, but through James Bond movies. So it's just like places he's visited in movies.
Skylight is a whole lot of London.
Yeah.
Or Skyfall. Sorry,
it's
Skyfall
very
is a
much
lot of London.
centered on like the Atlantic and mostly Europe. The United States is like off in the distance, so it's a funny world map because it's not really the whole world.
But that's a fun, like you said, a lens to look through the world with.
Totally.
Oh my gosh, Georgia Brown, I'm so glad you stopped in. She is the interim curator at the American Geographical Society Library.
Yes.
Did I get it right? Okay, at
sure did.
UW-Milwaukee. And the reason that Georgia is invited here is because WTMJ's Jessica Gatso learned about March Madness and said, wouldn't this be a cool story? And I said, yes. So when we come back, Georgia's going to tell us some of the matchups and how this has been a 7-year tradition. And we're all just finding out about it right now. So stay with us here on What's on Tap.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and I want to tell you about the dentist I recommend, my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Conmawalk Dental Care. If you've been putting off a cleaning, dealing with tooth sensitivity, or you're ready to finally fix what's been bothering you, this is a great place to start. Dr. Michaels and his team are welcoming, thorough, and focused on your comfort. They explain your options clearly and help you feel at ease in the chair. From regular checkups to crowns, cosmetic improvements, implants, and Invisalign, they can handle it all. And if something happens unexpectedly, they offer emergency dentistry too. I make the drive from Milwaukee to Oconomowoc just to see Dr. Michaels and his fantastic staff. They're that good. So call 262-567-7224 to request an appointment today, or just visit drmichaelsdentalcare.com. That's 262-567-7224 or drmichaelsdentalcare.com.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey everybody, it's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Access Legal. I see firsthand how hard Wisconsin workers push themselves. From the construction crews on the roads I monitor every day to the countless jobs that strain the body over time. For many, that wear and tear turns into real pain. My friends at Access Legal understand what you're going through and they want to help. Their team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers and will fight for the benefits you're entitled to as well. Worn down by work? Contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. That's AXIS Legal.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap. March Madness is coming, but you don't have to wait for March Mapness. I said map, and in the studio with me is Georgia Brown. She is the interim curator at the American Geographical Society Library, which is located inside University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Libraries. Where are you located, and can I just come and look at maps?
Yeah, sure thing. We are on the 3rd floor, east wing of the Golda Meir Library. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4:30. Anybody is welcome to come by. We've got a self-guided tour that we'd love for you to take.
And can I really just come in and open flat drawers and rifle through maps?
So the staff members have to be the ones to pull the maps, but since we have classes and exhibits going all the time, there's always stuff to look at, and it's almost always different every time you come visit.
You just come by and spin one of those globes.
Yeah, you totally can. Yeah.
So you have created March Mapness. This is the 7th annual. Mm-hmm. Describe the concept for us.
So whenever I was actually an intern at the AGSL in 2020, March Madness had just gotten canceled, and all of the interns were working from home, so I had plenty of time because no one was coming in to ask me questions. So I was like, why don't I just make a social media campaign that's March Mapness, and we just pit maps against each other, bracket style, on our Instagram account. So I came up with 32 maps and, made a bracket and did all of the work that is involved with Instagram story making, and then we ran it successfully, and we've been doing it every year ever since, especially now that I'm a full-time professional staff there, so I had the time to do it.
This sounds like an absolute joy and a way to express your passion for maps. And how do we vote on the brackets?
So it's all through Instagram stories. We'll post actual Instagram posts to say that the voting is live on Friday mornings usually, and then the hardest part is usually the first round where it's 64 plus Instagram stories for me to add. And you can't do it through the computer. You have to. So it's just me on my phone just obsessively for 45 minutes adding the stories. So then, this upcoming Friday, there'll be the Sweet 16 and I'll just make a post and you can get on the Instagram stories and you'll choose in the little poll feature which map you want to advance.
That's very simple. And what's your Instagram account?
AGS Library.
AGS Library. That is easy. So first of all, who are the past champion maps?
We have quite a few. I don't know what our followers seem to love, but is Asian cities. So Tokyo maps have won twice. Seoul, Korea maps have won before. The inaugural March Mapness is actually my favorite map, and I swear I did not rig the vote in any way, but it's a very cool geologic chart of the Mississippi River.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what are some of the matchups in the 2026 March Mapness? And is there any rhyme to it?
There is. I try. This sounds so funny, but I did not pick them this year. I'm so busy now. I let 4 of our student workers pick the maps. So they each chose 8 maps. And weirdly enough, they each chose like 4 celestial or star or like moon maps. So those went into 4 corners of the bracket. So I do a little bit of bracketology, and I try, like for geopolitical reasons, I try not to pit like a colonial power against one of their former colonies, just because I feel like that's unfair. So I do like a tiny bit of tweaking. Also this year, they each chose like a really royal deep blue map. And so that went to 4 corners of the bracket. So they kind of helped me out this year in terms of just easy categories to fill for the 4 corners of the bracket.
What do you call someone who has a passion for cartography?
Cartophile.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
But how did you, I mean, I'm fascinated with this. We'll get back to March Madness.
Sure, yeah.
But every person that I've seen that's been represented by the American Geographical Society Library, AGSL, seems really excited about maps. My dad loved maps, and like his cousin's brother-in-law, they just talked maps, and usually a lot of nautical maps, like you said. Like, is this truly a passion for this kind of representation of knowledge?
I think so. I know a lot of map librarians just because my job, makes me interact with them. But I think we all just really like, I don't know if it's, visualizing stuff that we can't really see on a piece of paper that we can see. I'm not sure. I know for myself, I've always been a really visual learner and also very geospatially aware. So if someone's like, no, we need to go left. And I'm like, you're wrong. We got to go right. I'm good at directions, and I always have been. There's even a picture of me on my dad's lap as a baby, and we're both pointing at a road atlas. And so I've joked that I was born for this. Even my name is a place. So I'm a little bit skewed on my take for maps, especially.
I hadn't even thought of your name being a state and a country. That's absolutely on point. I love it. And I would say, what are some of the other categories? In even talking about maps, I love a topographical map. All those lines to show the different elevations. And I'll tell you what I'm crushed as I'm remembering right now. When I was a child, I had a Disney World globe, of actual Disney World. That has to be a collector's item. It's gone.
That does sound really cool. Yeah, we definitely don't have one of those.
It is gone. So
we have a couple different maps of Disney parks I can think of off the top of my head, but definitely no globe, which sounds really fun.
Do we also have folded maps?
Yes, a lot of them are
that's
just
a lost art.
They're too massive to store flat sometimes. So sometimes you do have to fold them. And then watching, I'm good at it, but it's virtue of my job. I refold maps a lot. So watching other people try to fold maps, they're like, I don't even know where this goes. And I don't even realize that I'm good at it until I watch someone else struggle with it.
Geographical origami.
Yeah, basically.
She is Georgia Brown from the American Geographical Society Library at UWM, creator of March Madness, now in its 7th year. AGS Library is the Instagram to go check out the story so you can vote in March Madness. Maybe your very favorite map will win. When we come back, more questions. And if you have a question for Georgia about maps, glad to ask. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620. Next, stay with us. More March Madness.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Before I moved to Capri Communities, my daughter spent more time helping me with chores than enjoying our visits. Now, when she comes over, we go to concerts, enjoy delicious meals, and participate in great activities that are always happening. I choose senior living so that our time together can be about fun, not fixing things. And I love the freedom it gives me every day.
Give the care that has your parent enjoying life again. Get started today at capricommunities.com.
Since 1956, the Adair name has stood for craftsmanship, honesty, and taking care of people the right way. I'm Austin Adair.
And I'm Chelsea.
My grandparents started this company with nothing but hard work and pride in every single job. My parents carried that legacy forward, and today, my wife and I are proud to continue it as third generation of Adair Floors and Remodeling. This isn't just a business to us. It is our family name, our reputation, and our promise to you. At Adair Floors and Remodeling, we help homeowners upgrade with confidence. Whether you need luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, carpet, tile, or a full remodel, our team handles everything from design to installation. Quality products, professional crews, clear communication, and results you'll love. That's what 3 generations have built and what we stand behind every single day. Visit Adair Floors and Remodeling today at our large showroom located in Franklin, or give us a call at 414-761-3660 for a free estimate. Adair Floors and Remodeling, 3 generations, 1 standard.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Talking March Madness. You heard right. We're not talking basketball. We're actually talking geography with Georgia Brown. She's the interim curator from the American Geographical Society Library at UWM and creator of March Madness. And where can we go check out the brackets?
The bracket is on our Instagram, but also if you want to come visit us in person, we have a giant whiteboard that we have. The bracket is going. I don't announce the winners until the Friday of voting, except if you come in person, you can see who's already won. My interns have updated it for me today.
In progress. Can you
Yes.
give us a hint of who some front runner maps are?
I will tell you the one that had the highest percentage of winning was a gorgeous topographic geologic map of Austria. That had like a 93% compared to the other one. So, and another one that was not a surprise winner, but Milwaukee from 1973 beat a gorgeous celestial chart. And that's, I think, a little bit of bias of where the AGSL is located. People love Milwaukee maps, you know?
I was just going to say, I'm proud. Our
Yes.
people are repping.
Yes, it's a gorgeous map
Over
too.
space. So shipwrecks, political maps, historical maps, celestial, you said. Any treasure maps?
We do, yes. A couple of different maps of Florida, a couple of different maps of the Caribbean Sea. They've got treasure on them.
And fictional maps?
Yes. One of the maps in March Madness is the land of make-believe. We've got a whole folder full of imaginary places.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And it transports us. I would say we can learn where to go from a map, obviously. The London A to Z. Do you have one of those books?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You can see what the landscape is like from maps, but what else can we learn from studying maps in general?
I think that's the beauty of maps is they really can tell you anything. So like if you're looking for like population statistics, demographics, we talked about topography. The topography for the ocean or water is called bathymetry. So like there's always like different types of things you could be mapping. And sometimes they're just beautiful and they're just to be art. Like we've got a couple in the make-believe folder, the couple like The Witchers, a couple other ones that are like just Land of Make-Believe or Fairyland, which are just kind of compilations of different fairy tales and things. So could be anything.
Georgia, do you have a map of Game of Thrones?
We have 9 maps of Game of Thrones. There's one that's the whole thing, and then there's 9 or like 8 sub-regions that are, you know, like King's Landing and the other spots.
Because I feel like that would help people enjoy the show more.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I often want a map at the beginning of a show. The books, they do that sometimes, but maps not, or TV shows, not as much.
What is the most valuable map in the collection at UWM?
Probably our oldest map, which is, we call it the Leonardo Mappamundi. So it's a map of the world from 1452. And it is on vellum, which is animal skin. And I think, I'm going to get the numbers wrong, but it went to the Field Museum in Chicago in the early 2000s. And I think it was insurance appraised for like $7 million in early 2000s. So I can only imagine what it would be insurance appraised for now.
That right there is a treasure map.
Yes, yes. Gorgeous.
She is Georgia Brown, the interim curator at the American Geographical Society Library at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And where are you located if somebody really does want to stop by?
Sure thing. We are in the Golda Meir Library of UWM's campus. We are on the 3rd floor, East Wing, and you can come visit us anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4:30. We are open to the public, so anybody, you don't even have to have a question. You can just come in and take a self-guided tour.
And remind everybody the Instagram so we can play March Madness.
Yes, voting will be on Friday mornings on the Instagram account AGS Library.
Thank you so much. I wish you a very happy March Madness, and we'll see if another Asian city takes the win.
We'll see. Same to you.
We're going to find out about pickle art next. But first, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. The suspect in a deadly weekend shooting at a popular Shorewood Park is found dead in a Milwaukee home. The medical examiner's office says Renasia Thompson was found shot to death in a car at Esterbrook Park late Friday. 12 hours later, authorities were called to a home near 19th and Nash on Milwaukee's north side, where a man identified as Jalen Cotton had taken his life. Sheriff's officials are calling the shooting a domestic violence matter, and they say there is evidence that confirms the suspect's connection to the victim and the crime scene. Childhood vaccine rates in Wisconsin are declining. Data from 2025 shows nearly 3 of every 10 kids did not get the vaccines recommended by age 2, a nearly 2% drop from 2024. Last year's data shows minor decreases in some adolescent vaccines and steady rates for adults. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says even small vaccine declines lead to a greater risk of preventable diseases spreading and outbreaks. Both Big B Coffee locations in the Milwaukee area are now closed. Social media posts show the coffee spots at Red Arrow Park in downtown Milwaukee and on Lovers Lane in Franklin closed on Sunday. They didn't provide any reasons for the closures. The franchise owners brought the coffee brand to Milwaukee in 2021. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Looks like we have a crash blocking a lane in that construction zone on 94 West. The right lane is blocked. A disabled vehicle there at the ramp from Highway 175 North or Brewers Boulevard. You'll see delays there stretching back just before 35th Street. And time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 38. Tuesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. Showers are likely by the evening with a chance for thunderstorms, a high of 42. Wednesday, a wintry mix is likely, less than 1 inch of snow expected, a high of 38. On Thursday, partly cloudy with another chance for mixed precipitation late, a high of 43. Friday, another chance for snow or mix, a high of 41. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 61 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time at 6:32.
Fleet Farm invites you to gear up for spring with early season savings in-store and online. Stop in and stock up on deals like 50 pounds of Sprout cracked corn, just $9.49 a bag. 24 packs of Fleet Farm bottled water are 2 for $5. And save 30% on men's and ladies' work gloves for all your outdoor chores. Visit your local Fleet Farm for these deals and more. And be sure to check out our live chicks in store with select breeds available now. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed.
Mamma mia!
Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Off the medication and feeling so much better. Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. One of my fellow patients, Tiara, she suffered from severe neuropathy, that's tingling and numbness in the extremities. She tried everything, finally sought care at Connect Chiropractic, and months in, her nervous system is in better sync. She's dropped 2 medications, including some heavy painkillers, because Connect Chiropractic is treating the source of the problem, not the symptoms. In Delafield, Wauwatosa, and Oak Creek, go connectchiro.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. Creativity is flowing in our state. In Racine, Peeps, the Easter candy, are being used to inspire creativity. In Beaver Dam, it's a different pea food. And in the studio with me, I am very happy to welcome the president of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, Craig Caston. Craig, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm great. I have been tickled by your food choice to inspire people. Please tell us what food you are asking the community to create art with.
Sure. Well, it'll go back a step. Last year, one of our board members, Erica, said we should do something different, and I said, "What's different?" She goes, "How about we do the banana thing? You know, duct tape the banana across the thing and paid $1 million for it."
$1 million? I think it was like $6 million.
Well, the second one was like 3.4. The first one was $1 million.
Taping a piece of
and
fruit
they peeled
on the
it
wall.
off and ate it. And so she said we should do that. So last year we did a banana art contest, and it was fantastic, overwhelming. So this year we asked the members, "What do you guys want to do this year?" They said we should do pickles. So pickles, okay. So we'll do pickles. So we actually have a pickle art contest. I have a trophy here. We do the same thing. We have a juried art contest, and then the winners get cash prizes, and then we have the community come in and do a extra thing. They do a vote for their favorite, and then the People's Choice Award. So these are these plastic ones are People's Choice.
The People's Choice pickle.
Yeah.
That'll be a point of pride for people to set on the mantle. Hold that up again. It gives joy. Like, honestly, as soon as I found out you were having the pickle art exhibition and inviting everyone, all ages, all levels, to participate,
you betcha.
It warms my heart.
Don't have to be anything, just anything. Yeah, this is I 3D print these, but it was too expensive to print the ribbon around it. So I said, well, I have a room full of artists. I'll just ask them to paint it. So they'll be painting it for me.
And there you are using the technology of 3D printer art.
Sure. Yeah.
So what kind of artwork did you receive for your banana exhibition last year?
Oh, my gosh.
That you think will inspire pickle people this year?
We had everything. We had somebody did an actual table with a mosaic table with glass that had a banana in it. It was beautiful. And somebody did a collage of a couple pieces, wood burning pieces that sang the song "Yes, We Have No Bananas," and then the third one was and then one of the other ones that it was a portrait, and it showed a green banana, then a yellow banana, then a yellow banana with some spots with a cane, and then a banana bread in a coffin. And it's the life cycle of the banana. And we were just astounded because we had things made out of cloth. We had things, paintings. We had metal works. We even had a 10-year-old put in some kind of diorama with army guys, and it was about taking over the bananas or something like that. And it was just hilarious. Cruz, his name was Cruz. Yeah, it was really a fun time.
Well, I love that you and the team at the Dodge County Center for the Arts are giving people opportunities to flex their creativity. Because how many times you met somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm not creative," but you give somebody a theme, then they're, "Oh, I can express myself in this way." So are there any parameters? Can I enter a jar of pickles with a bow on top and go?
Can't be live. No pickles can be harmed in the process.
But I could draw some pickles.
Oh, you betcha. You could draw pickles. We have one of the
3D
entries.
print pickle like you did.
Yep. I saw it's one of the entries I saw yesterday was somebody carving one out of wood. A pickle holding he was actually playing pickleball.
How did I not walk right into that one? You will definitely get pickleball-inspired art, I am sure. I think photography would be great for this as well.
Yep, you bet. We had photography last year. It's some beautiful photography of bananas. It was like where the creativity. I mean, when we did this, when we started we've been around for 65 years, but in our new location, it's only been 7. And in our 7th year, in our new location, gave us more space, more freedom because it's our building. So we were able to just say, let's do stuff. And then
it's very homey. It looks like a home.
Yeah, it is. It feels like a gallery. It feels like I go visit people. I go talk to people, and then they go, well, I didn't know you were there. And I'm like, oh. And then they'll say, well, I'm not very creative. Well, stop down. Talk to Mary. She's our gallery coordinator. She's fantastic. Stop down, talk to her. And all of a sudden, they're putting their art for sale at the art center and showing their art, and they're coming to these shows.
That's wonderful to bring the community together and give people a true creative outlet and that joy of discovery for people who maybe didn't feel like they were creative. So for people who want to get in on the pickle art, Craig, how do you do that?
You can go to dodgecountyarts.org, which is our website, and we have a link there. We actually have a pickle there. You can click on the pickle and sign and send in a form, and they'll do it. And again, we're called the Dodge County Center for the Arts, but we're not really exclusive. It was part of a deal when we got the building. Was donated by a generous benefactor, and he wanted us to change the name because it wasn't the Beaver Dam Area Arts Association, which is what we were before, wasn't inclusive enough. Well, Dodge County Center for the Arts is more inclusive, but not enough. So we take anybody. We've had people from Milwaukee, we've had people from Madison, the Fox Valley. They come down and they go, I want to do this, and why not?
What a wonderful, inspiring space. Yeah. So you can enter your pickles, and when we come back, not only can you create pickle-inspired art, but also pottery and peonies. So stay with me. Craig Caston, president of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, is my guest, and we'll tell you more ways you can get creative. Next on What's on Tap.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law offices.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
You can't beat Berghardt.
Sports lovers love us.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
Struggling to provide for your family is a real thing, like having to choose between feeding them a warm meal or paying the utility bill. These are the choices many Milwaukee residents are faced with, which is why they turn to St. Vincent de Paul Society's meal program for help. Our meal program has been a consistent resource for those in need for over 42 years. Nutritious meals, warm showers, and clean clothes, all in a safe, family-friendly environment. Our mission is clear, and that's to help you break the cycle of poverty by connecting you with life-changing community and educational resources. Last year, we provided $2.2 million in goods and services, plus 57,000 warm meals. If you or anyone you know needs a warm evening meal, you can find us at Harambe Kitchen 5 nights a week on the northeast side of Milwaukee in the basement of All People's Church. And at Crossroads Kitchen on the south side of Milwaukee 6 nights a week on 9th and Madison. As always, we're grateful for community members and volunteers who help us help you. To learn more, visit svdpmilw.org.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
My guest in the WTMJ studio is Craig Caston. He's the president of the Dodge County Center for the Arts. Who's that singer?
Kelly Pickler.
Why do you think Isaac picked Kelly Pickler?
I don't know. I think it's because due to our pottery or all the alliteration we're doing today.
Dodge County Center for the Arts is having a pickle art contest, and you could win a fancy 3D printed pickle as a trophy if your artwork gets chosen by the people as the best.
Yep, and we also have cash prizes for the winners. So.
That's so lovely. Open to anyone of any age, any medium is acceptable. You just can't do what I thought I could do, bring in a jar of pickles. No actual pickles can be used. All pickle-inspired art.
Must be harmed, And it's open to members and non-members as well. You don't have to be a member to join our pickle or most of our events that we do.
And what's the website for the pickle art contest?
DodgeCountyArts.org.
And then you have pottery and peonies.
Yep.
Tell me about the pottery throwdown next month.
The pottery throwdown is a fun collaboration we're trying to do with the local place. It's called Art in the Town. The owner was a board member for a while. She's a teacher at the high school, or at the grade school, middle school. I don't know. She's a teacher at the school, and
she's in education.
Yeah, she's in education. She's an art teacher, and they'll go with that. She has that. She decided she really wanted to work on this, so we're working towards having more pottery because we don't have a kiln and things like that. So we didn't. So we're just at this point we're doing pottery that's already done, but we'd like to work towards it where you go there, do pottery, and then do it, and then come up by us and show it. We have some great potters already in our group. One of them is actually a firefighter and a farmer, and he's a young man, and on his errand, and and at the end of the day, he likes to make pottery.
Good with his hands.
It's beautiful pottery. Yep. So
and
we're happy with it.
I feel like it's meditative to work with clay and have it turn like that.
I always wanted to do the ghost thing, but nobody wanted to do it.
It's not over yet, Craig. It's not over yet. So you got pickles, pottery throwdown, and tell us about peonies.
Peonies is the Beaver Dam last year was the home of the National Peony Convention. So we were the home of it, and so one of our members, or not members, but one of our people in Beaver Dam has a huge peony farm, Oven's Peony Farm, and which is you can see when you come out on the other side of Beaver Dam, and she plants peonies all over and helps guide. She's the author of everything peony, and she's amazing.
The peony princess.
Yeah, very good. She's very good at it. So what we're doing this year is one of our other contests we're running is our peony contest, which is which is in May through July, but you could start doing it now, getting ready. We have people come out, and then what happens is during the Peony Arts and Peony Festival, we have the road blocked off in front of the building, and the chamber actually does that. We don't do that. The Chamber of Commerce does that. Then they have art market there. Inside we'll have bed turning. So I don't know if you know what bed turning is. They put a fake bed, and then they put quilts on top, and then as they pull it up, and they talk about the quilting, how it's made, who made it, why they made it. There's a style, a unique style, and it's from the Nancy Zeman sewing studio, which is downtown. But a lot of people probably know Nancy Zeman, or when she was around, she did that. And then we also have their traveling show. Nancy always put out a call to artists to say, we have this challenge. Can you do this? Can you make it a piece with curves and lines and stuff without only squares? Well, this year is everything black and white plus one color. So then they're beautiful.
It's going to be
I've got some pictures of it. Yep. So you come in and we hang those up. And again, free to come in. Admission's always free at the Art Center. You come in and take a look at those. Come in for the Arts and Peony Festival. Do the thing up front. And then as a side bonus to that, because we don't have enough to do, as a side bonus to that.
You're very active at the Dodge County Center for the Arts.
Local artist Stephen Bennett, who's a world famous, by the way, he's done portraits of like Amon and He did stamps for the World Health Organization, I think, or one of them. I can't remember. Sorry, but he's done the postage stamps for them, and he's travels around the world and does art, and is just amazing. He's going to be doing some of the mosaic tile ones for a couple of Beaver Dam famous Beaver Dam people, which were like Bob Romprey, who was a silver medalist in the Olympics, a hockey player, and then Matty Horn, who was a gold medalist in the Olympics. And both of them are from Beaver Dam. I mean, they're both passed away, but we're doing an honor to them. And they're 1x1 squares, and then it ends up being like 30 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Greg Caston, I am so pleased that you visited. He is president of the Dodge County Center for the Arts, and as you can hear, he is not gathering much moss. You're a Rolling Stone. You're getting so much. You're doing so much and bringing the community together so genuinely with festivals and with art exhibits and showcasing the real creativity we have here in Wisconsin. Thank you so much. What's the best website again? Ways to keep up?
Sure, DodgeCountyArts.org, and we also have Facebook. It's Facebook Beaver Dam /Beaver Dam Arts, because that's what we were called before. And anytime, and you can always call. Stop down. We're open 11 to 5 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We extended our hours because we wanted more consistency. And our gallery manager, Mary, is there. She's amazing. She's done so much to help us. To the person before her moved us to a new level. She's moved us 5 levels. So she keeps us going. We have some amazing. I can't say enough about the volunteers that we have. Our artist volunteers are superb people, and they love to help.
You're bringing the community together.
Yep.
So visit Craig and the rest of the Dodge County Center for the Arts team in Beaver Dam. And I look forward to some of that pickle art. I'll check back in with you to see what some of the submissions are. I'll stop by.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Thank you so much. And from pickle art to the pub sounds of Irish music now, we have a band visiting Wisconsin this week to fully prime you for loads of local St. Patrick's Day celebrations coming up this weekend. They're a band you saw performing for the third-class passengers in the movie Titanic. You've likely seen them at Irish Fest over the decades. They're playing tonight in Milwaukee at the Pabst Theater. Get ready for Gaelic Storm next on What's on Tap.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Og Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Og Prep North, made for more. Apply today at ogprep.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-939-2525. That's 800-939-2525. 800-939-2525.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, I'm Sandy Maxx, and if you have been looking for work that truly matters, this is it. My friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in beautiful Dousman, they are hiring caregivers for their memory care community. And it's not just a job, it's a place where you're rewarded for showing up with patience, kindness, and compassion every single day. And you'll help residents with daily activities on a beautiful campus where care comes first. And it's very art-filled. There are a lot of residents who have their art on display in the hallways. You can earn $20 to $23 per hour with part-time, full-time flexibility. You can make a difference in someone's life and your own. Learn more. Apply now at 3pillars.org.
Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty is taking you courtside. Powered by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Butts Insiders is your inside look at player updates, game previews, and exclusive analysis with special guests all season long.
I think after the game, he had 3 words to say: I get buckets.
Tune in every Thursday at 12:35, only on Wisconsin's Midday News.
For the win! It's gone!
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Are you ready to turn your Monday into a little mini Irish fest? This one's for you. Gaelic Storm is back in Wisconsin tonight at Milwaukee's Pabst Theater, tomorrow at the Mabel Tainter in Menominee, and on Wednesday in Wausau at the Grand Theater. And to put you in the mood for St. Patrick's Day weekend coming up, plus, last week, Gaelic Storm announced they're returning to Milwaukee's Irish Fest in August. So crank up this cracking Celtic song. They regularly perform this live. Scallywag by Gaelic Storm is the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Come away with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh, we'll raggle-taggle here, we'll raggle-taggle there, raggle up and down, taggle everywhere, from the north, from the south, from the east to the west, well, the sky is a roof and the road is a rest, no one say yes, no one say no, run free with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. They locked you in a tower and they threw away the key with his toes, no match for a wag like me, I'll be sticking to the gate, I'll be picking round the corner, well, I've come to take your daughter, don't you say I didn't warn you, bringing you a fiddle, I'll be singing you a song, we'll fiddle, sing, sing, fiddle all day long, and the halls and the walls, they will hear singers say, oh, whack for the diddle, diddle, die, diddle, day. Come on and way, way out into the water with me, we're drowning on dry land. Come on and way, way out into the water with me, jump in and take my hand. Window, I'll be knocking on the door, we'll be tippy tapping on the floor, and we find silk bridges and a feather in me hat. If I run into your father, then I stop and have a chat. Caught into the garden on the winter rendezvous, and the owls and the
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20 plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no-obligation consultation today.
Before I moved to Capri Communities, my daughter spent more time helping me with chores than enjoying our visits. Now, when she comes over, we go to concerts, enjoy delicious meals, and participate in great activities that are always happening. I choose senior living so that our time together can be about fun, not fixing things. And I love the freedom it gives me every day.
Give the care that has your parent enjoying life again. Get started today at capricommunities.com.
At Associated Bank, we know you want your kids to be smart with money. So you know what we thought was smart? Making sure money speaks your language. Debit cards for kids? Your kid gets a debit card you can open online in minutes. Parental controls? Parents, you still get to see how they spend, so you have some control. And Credit Monitor? Your money lessons add up to a credit score you'll all be proud of. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
You've seen the photos, but nothing compares to being there. In 2026, trade your screen for the real thing, the quiet ripple of the Rhine from an Avalon Waterways suite, or the storied streets of Italy with Globus. At Fox World Travel, we handle every detail so you can focus on the moment, not the logistics. Stop dreaming about the world and start walking through it. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your 2026 journey today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 59 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 38. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. President Trump says the U.S. has struck more than 5,000 targets in Iran so far, but has left some targets, quote, for later.
We've left some of the most important targets for later in case we need to do it. If we hit them, it's going to take many years for them to be rebuilt, having to do with electricity production and many other things.
Trump says the war in Iran is, quote, very far ahead of schedule and could be over soon. Meanwhile, the remains of a 7th U.S. service member killed in the war are expected back in the United States. Army Sergeant Benjamin Pennington of Glendale, Kentucky, was 26 years old. He was severely wounded last week in an attack on a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. He died on Sunday. The suspect in a deadly weekend shooting at a popular Shorewood Park is found dead in a Milwaukee home.
A woman identified by the medical examiner's office as Renasia Thompson was found shot to death in a car at Estabrook Park late Friday. 12 hours later, authorities were called to a home near 19th and Nash on Milwaukee's north side, where a man identified as Jalen Cotton had taken his own life. Sheriff's officials are calling the shooting in the park a domestic violence matter, and they say there is evidence that confirms the suspect's connection to the victim and to the crime scene. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A block's worth of parked cars damaged in West Allis.
We received a couple more calls on this. Apparently, the SUV struck a lot of parked cars. They don't see anyone, and a lot of the victims are calling in.
Scanner audio from Broadcastify just after 9 p.m. Sunday night near 96th Street and Lapham. No one was injured, but one person had to be cut out from one car. A 56-year-old man from West Allis was arrested for OWI. Traffic safety efforts in Milwaukee are starting to show results. Under the Vision Zero initiative, the goal is to eliminate serious traffic injuries and deaths by 2037. City engineer Kevin Muse with the Department of Public Works.
Last year, 52% of traffic deaths in Milwaukee were speeding related. That is why so much of our work focuses on designing streets that discourage speeding. When we design streets for everyone, including people walking, biking, taking transit, and driving, we also create environments that naturally reduce speeding and crashes.
The city plans to launch a free Vision Zero Summit for transportation professionals, advocates, and residents in June. Wisconsin is launching a new effort to attract film and television productions.
State leaders say a new film office and tax credit program could bring more projects to the state of Wisconsin, but also keep talent the state already offers. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers tells WTMJ.
Keeping talented people here in Wisconsin is really important. You hate to see people being trained here, maybe get a little start, and then head out to California, Chicago, whatever. And it's good to keep talent in the state.
The program will offer up to $5 million in film tax credits each year. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Absentee ballots are arriving early for Dane County voters. County Clerk Scott McDonnell says clerks started mailing out ballots today.
Don't wait to return your ballot. Return it as soon as possible. Over the last few years, the U.S. Postal Service delivery of mail has been markedly slower. Mail now goes to Milwaukee and back instead of to Milwaukee Street on the east side of Madison and back.
The county is contracting with a new service that automates some processes that were previously done manually. The city of Madison is also now able to print poll books closer to Election Day. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
Since 1956, the Adair name has stood for craftsmanship, honesty, and taking care of people the right way. I'm Austin Adair.
And I'm Chelsea.
My grandparents started this company with nothing but hard work and pride in every single job. My parents carried that legacy forward, and today, my wife and I are proud to continue it as third generation of Adair Floors and Remodeling. This isn't just a business to us. It is our family name, our reputation, and our promise to you. At Adair Floors and Remodeling, we help homeowners upgrade with confidence. Whether you need luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, carpet, tile, or a full remodel, our team handles everything from design to installation. Quality products, professional crews, clear communication, and results you'll love. That's what 3 generations have built and what we stand behind every single day. Visit Adair Floors and Remodeling today at our large showroom located in Franklin, or give us a call at 414-761-3660 for a free estimate. Adair Floors and Remodeling. 3 generations, 1 standard.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
The state of Wisconsin and the NFL mourning the passing of former Packers president Bob Harlan.
Eric Billstad.
Kristi Noem out. Senator Markwayne Mullen in to be the next Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Right at Highway G, where we had this accident. We got lots of emergency vehicles on the scene.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers fall to the Dodgers 4-3 in Cactus League play today. The Brew Crew is off tomorrow, then taking on the Reds Wednesday afternoon. ESPN is reporting multiple Packers departing from Green Bay. Quarterback Malik Willis is going to Miami. Edge rusher Rashawn Gary is going to Dallas. Pass rusher Kingsley Ngabari is going to the Jets. Linebacker Quay Walker has reached an agreement with the Raiders, and center Elgton Jenkins is being released. And the Bucks wrap up their homestand tomorrow night against the Suns. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic, we're still looking at a lane closure in that construction zone on 94 West. The right lane is blocked at the ramp from Highway 175 North or Brewers Boulevard. Looks like delays from that stretch back just before 35th Street. And taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 38. Tuesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. Showers will likely develop by the evening. Could see some of those turning into thunderstorms, a high of 42. Wednesday, a mixed precipitation is likely, looking at less than 1 inch of snow total, a high of 38. Thursday, partly cloudy, another chance for mix late, a high of 43. And on Friday, another chance for snow or mixed precipitation, a high of 41. Right now in Madison, it's 56 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 52. In Waukesha, it's 59. And in Milwaukee, it's 59 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
My guest is a Milwaukee native who has built a career in the Hollywood film industry, working on some blockbuster films. Beth D'Amato is my guest to talk about the film Song Sung Blue. But first, welcome to What's on Tap. How are you?
I'm good, Sandy. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my gosh. It is my pleasure. And I'm a credits watcher at the movies. I know not everyone is. And I don't even know why. I just enjoy it. And I was at the last Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny movie because I'm still in love with Harrison Ford. And I just love that franchise.
Who isn't in love with him?
Right. Very good. So as I'm sitting there watching, I see Beth D'Amato. I'm like, I wonder if that's my Beth D'Amato from Marquette. And that was a particularly technologically advanced film because the de-aging of Harrison Ford, which I thought worked well. I fully enjoyed it. But so I was super excited. So popped you a note. That's one good thing about social media is like you can pop somebody on Facebook. It's like, hey, is that really you? Were you part of that? And sure enough, you're like, yeah, I was. So before we get into your strong connection to the Song Sung Blue movie and the subjects of that movie, Lightning and Thunder, what is your job now in the film industry? And what are this is your chance to brag. What are some highlights you're proud of since you moved from Milwaukee to work in Hollywood?
Well, thank you so much. When I moved, my dream was to work for Industrial Light and Magic and do visual effects. I wanted to work on Star Wars type movies, and I was hired right before they started working on the prequels for Star Wars. So I was brought in right at the perfect time. I got to work on Star Wars the prequels, Star Wars the sequels. I've done Pacific Rim, I've done Star Trek, I've done Mission Impossible, Transformers, you name it. For the bulk of my career, I have been a digital paint artist, digital paint supervisor. I paint things out of the film that shouldn't be there and reconstruct things that should be there. If an actor's wearing a harness and they're on a wire, I'll not only paint out the wire, paint out the harness, but then reconstruct all their clothing and make it look like a harness was never there. Like, that's just one minor example. I've painted actors' mouths closed because directors don't want them to speak anymore and they don't have another take. But I've since advanced, and now I'm an associate visual effects supervisor, just a couple under the director, basically overseeing all of visual effects for film and television. So right now I'm working on a new television show. I'm working on a Spider-Man noir.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's one of your very favorite projects that you're proud of?
I would say what I'm really proud of was The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. We did the bear sequence and other sequences, but
that's amazing.
He was wrestling a man in a blue suit, and that man in blue suit crawled all over him. So I had to remove the man, reconstruct his clothing, reconstruct his beard, his face, and make it look like the guy was never there. So then we could then put the bear on him and have it interact with him. So there was one shot that I was painting for almost 2 months. I mean, it was a long shot.
I will bet.
Long task, I should say. The shot is over in a minute.
It sounds so intricate.
It really is. It's very detailed. It's like, imagine painting something like still photo, like doing photo restoration on an image, but now that image is moving. So it's that same kind of paint, but doing it on moving frames.
Beth, this is a whole other interview, so you're going to have to come back to What's on Tap so I can talk to you about this skill set and how you learn and just some of the other backstories behind some of Star Wars, Star Trek, and Transformers and all these other fun movies.
I could talk till I'm blue in the face on that for sure. Well, Speaking of blue.
What a good segue. What a good segue. So you got to see Song Sung Blue at a Hollywood preview in October. How do you describe the plot of Song Sung Blue to people, especially your California folks who did not grow up in Milwaukee like you did?
How I describe it, I say that there was a well-known in the Midwest singing duo, Lightning and Thunder, who perform as Neil Diamond, as Patsy Cline, performed together, and they brought the city together. They brought families together. They had a wonderful story, wonderful dreams. There's some tragedy that happens. There's some drama that happens. And this movie depicts all of it, the good, the bad, but specifically the heart and the soul of this couple. And it becomes this heartwarming, inspiring film. That's how I've described it out here to people who have no idea who they are or how I knew them.
Continuing this chat with Beth D'Amato, a Milwaukee native now working on movies in Hollywood. Learn Beth's direct connections to the movie Song Sung Blue, to Lightning and Thunder, and the co-manager, Tom D'Amato. All revealed next on What's on Tap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your car can't express its gratitude when you get an oil change, but the people you're helping will sure appreciate it, because when you visit an Adam member new car dealer through May 16th, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. To date, Adam has donated more than $960,000, providing 2.8 million meals. To find a participating Adam dealer near you, visit adamm.com. And thank you.
Bowling for Babies is now bidding for babies. A WTMJ silent auction online right now in support of the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. WTMJcares.com. You can shop over 30 items and experiences, including game-worn Giannis gear, a pair of signed Thanasis Antetokounmpo shoes, Chula Vista water park passes. I've been looking at the indulgent spa packages. Pamper yourself or someone you care about. The best part, every dollar of the winning bids go directly to the Milwaukee Diaper Mission, which supplies diapers for families in need all across southeast Wisconsin. WTMJcares.com. Give back and get something in return.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. Transform any room with window images, blinds, and shades. We have everything you need for updating your window treatments. We carry vinyl, aluminum, and faux wood blinds, cellular shades, and more. Plus, get them trimmed to width in-store for free. View our entire selection of window treatments today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. The voice of Neil Diamond there. Remember back in December when Hugh Jackman caused a sensation during his visit for a couple of days to promote Song Sung Blue, the film. Visited the High School for Performing Arts, served up frozen custard at Cops. And he was at least 2 different movie screenings of Song Sung Blue where he introduced the film. And it's the film he plays Mike Sardina, Lightning and Thunder, a duo that kept Neil Diamond's music alive all around Milwaukee in the 90s. And the movie has gotten a lot of attention, has gotten Kate Hudson, who plays Claire Sardina Thunder, over a dozen different award nominations for her role, including the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, and she's nominated for an Oscar coming up on Sunday. So when all the buzz happened around the release of Song Sung Blue, I reached out to my friend, Beth D'Amato. She's a Marquette grad. She now works at Industrial Light and Magic, putting together incredible visuals and effects of all kind of blockbuster movies. But she has a particularly interesting connection with the movie Song Sung Blue because her father, Tom D'Amato, was the co-manager of Lightning and Thunder and played by Jim Belushi in the film. And picking up this fascinating Zoom chat with her of what her dad was like in that Lightning and Thunder era.
My dad was the biggest Neil Diamond fan, like my whole life. Neil Diamond was the soundtrack of my life because of my dad's interest, and then therefore it became my interest. So I grew up knowing all of the songs. Fast forward till, a little after college. I won't say when.
It's the 90s. It's the 90s.
It's the 90s. My dad hears about this Neil Diamond act and goes to see them and falls head over heels for him, thinks it's the most amazing thing, like next to Neil Diamond you can get, right? Like Neil Diamond isn't performing in Milwaukee, but guess what? Lightning and Thunder are. He calls me, he's like, you've got to go, bring your friends. So I did. I went with my mom and dad. I went with my friends. It was right around that time too, where hanging out with your parents became fun. It was no longer like, oh, I'm out with my mom and dad. It was like, I'm going to go meet my mom and dad. My friends went too, and we had a ball. I couldn't believe it. Like I walked in, I saw them at a place called Club Maryland. Do you remember that? It was like a restaurant during the week and like a dance club on the weekends. It was wild.
Yeah. Okay. I remember the name Club Maryland. Yeah.
We would go there, have dinner, and they would perform. And I remember the first time I walked in, I was like, what am I getting into? And then they started to sing and I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm really in. So fast forward again, my dad went to see them a million times and ended up becoming good friends with them and had suggestions for them, had big dreams for them that they weren't even dreaming for themselves. And he basically became their manager. And then he brought in his best friend to be his co-manager. For many, many years, my dad was helping them get other gigs and helping them improve their show. And I mean, not that they needed improvement, but, giving them tips, stage presence, or, move here or change the lighting there. I mean, my dad did all of that with them and for them just out of pure love and friendship. And now there was a documentary that was made. My dad was in the documentary. The film is based on that documentary, and Jim Belushi is playing my father in the film.
And how does that feel to be so close to this subject matter, knowing Lightning and Thunder personally, knowing your dad's love for them as friends and being the wind beneath their wings and just, being so encouraging, and now seeing Jim Belushi in the role of your dad? I would think that's really surreal. What are some of the feelings you feel when you saw the movie?
Surreal is the best word. And what makes it even more surreal is I never even knew the film was being made until a friend from home texted me here in San Francisco. I was at a concert and my phone was like, "Hey, is Jim Belushi going to play your dad?" And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And this person was like, "Hey, they're making a film about Lightning and Thunder." And no cast, nobody had a character name yet. They just had a few people listed as cast. And I saw that Jim Belushi was listed, and I was like, I'm like, I don't think you can make a movie about them and not have my dad. And I'm like, I get, so I did a few different searches and discovered, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real. This movie is being made. But I still didn't know that Jim Belushi, it wasn't for quite a while that I didn't know who was going to play my dad. And then when I found out that it was Jim Belushi, I'm like, well, that's absolutely perfect. My dad had a sense of humor. He was a serious guy when he needed to be, but just could be goofball, fun, sweet, all of those things wrapped up into one. So I was like, this couldn't be more perfect. But then it was just surreal to know that someone in my family was going to be depicted in the film. And then you nailed it. With my dad's hopes and dreams and visions for Lightning and Thunder, it started to get beyond surreal and just emotional. I'm like, he wanted nothing but success for them. He was the reason they had gigs in Chicago. He had dreams that he would take them to Vegas and not be like the headliner at Caesars, but maybe headline the casino stage outside the main stage, and just have a regular gig. He was like, you guys could totally do that. It would be perfect for you. And he was on the path to try to get them there.
It's entirely imaginable to have seen them as one of those residencies in a hotel in Vegas. I can completely see that. Whether it was on the Strip or whether it was in downtown, I can completely see that as a regular gig for Lightning.
Whenever I saw them in Milwaukee, I felt like they were bigger than where they were playing, which was, a restaurant, right? Or a small venue. And I'm like, oh yeah, they could definitely take on something bigger. And that's what he wanted for them. So then we go see this film and, my dad's already passed, but it was so emotional because while it wasn't the exact end goal that my dad had for them, the fact that this movie's being made, I'm like, I'm seeing this in Hollywood. People are going to know who Lightning and Thunder are when they see this movie. And it warmed my heart. So when the credits rolled, I even spoke to my dad. I'm like, you did it. I'm like, you helped make this movie happen. And I know it's about other people. It's not about my dad. It's about Lightning and Thunder. But in my heart, I'm like, you helped make it happen. So I just congratulated my dad when the credits rolled.
That makes my heart happy. That's D'Amato is definitely part of this. And then the next part of my chat with Beth D'Amato, Milwaukee native, now working in California in visual effects at Industrial Light and Magic. Find out what actor Jim Belushi told her about his approach to playing her dad in the film Song Song Blue. Next on What's on Tap.
How do we keep our prices so low? That's easy. We've removed the middlemen. Yep, most landscape suppliers have a couple of them in there, and that's okay. But each one of those men in the middle means a higher cost for your mulch, decorative stone, flagstone, and boulders. Feel free to check around. For the quality of our products, you won't find better prices. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You know most mulch is reclaimed from landfills, but Erickson's mulch is ground from whole trees. Yep, we process the mulch ourselves to keep the prices nice and low, and use only premium colorant so the beautiful look of new mulch lasts. At Erickson's, we never skimp, and that's why first-time shoppers become repeat customers. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
So many emails coming in, this trip will sell out. Vince Vetrano here, Vinny's European Vacation. Would love to have you join us in October, traveling to southern Italy and Sicily with WTMJ and Colette Vacations. Our tour begins in Palermo, Sicily, happens to be where my dad's family is from. He's coming on the trip as well. Agrigento, Sorrento, Amalfi Coast, Positano, Pompeii, and we end in Rome. Nothing you need to do except sign up and show up, as my team at Colette has thought of and taken care of everything. I'll send you a brochure with a breakdown of each day on the trip, all the sites, sign-up information, and even your all-in cost and options. Email me, vince@WTMJ.com. That's vince@WTMJ.com. We've got a special get-together here at the station coming up as well. You can meet me, talk with all the folks at Colette. That's coming up on March 24th. Vince@WTMJ.com, Southern Italy and Sicily this fall.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
The state of Wisconsin and the NFL mourning the passing of former Packers president Bob Harlan.
Eric Billstad.
Kristi Noem out. Senator Markwayne Mullin in to be the next Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Right at Highway G, where we had this accident. We got lots of emergency vehicles on the scene.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good.
So good, so good, so good. You can't not do it. I'm Sandy Maxx. Thanks for hanging out with me on What's on Tap and in the middle of a great conversation. If your dad was in a movie made about Milwaukee, who would be the right actor for that role? Well, in the movie Song Sung Blue, about the music duo in Milwaukee, Lightning and Thunder, played by Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, well, their co-manager was a man named Tom D'Amato. Tom is played by Jim Belushi. Now, Tom D'Amato's daughter, Beth, is a friend of mine, and in this conversation, we had a lot of fun, and she has shared what it's like to see Song Sung Blue after witnessing them in real life growing up and her dad's work with Lightning and Thunder. So Beth did get to meet actor Jim Belushi at a party after she saw the preview of Song Sung Blue in California in October, nearly 2 months before it was released on Christmas. So she shared what her conversation was like after she and her sister introduced themselves to him as the daughters of his real-life character, Tom D'Amato.
You know, I spoke to him at the after party. I got to tell him who I was, which was really fun and surreal. But he did research. My dad was a Kmart manager my whole life, and when he retired, he really, really dove into helping Lightning and Thunder. But, I mean, Kmart isn't a part of this at all, and I told Jim Belushi who I am. Me and my sister are standing there. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're Tom D'Amato's daughters. And he just goes, what? And then he looks at this. He goes, Kmart, right? And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I didn't expect that right away. And I looked at him. I'm like, you? And he's like, yeah, I did my research. And he goes, wait. He goes, let me get this. He goes, big heart, big sense of humor, total jokester. But he loved this guy, and he met Lightning. He loved this guy like a brother. We just both teared up. We're like, absolutely. I'm like, you were talking to the right people and looking up the right research. So he said, yeah, that was the biggest thing he took away. He's like, Tom had a big heart, a big sense of humor, and just wanted great things for them. And I'm like, yeah, he was their friend first.
In my research, Craig Brewer, when he did the screenplay based on the documentary, he didn't have the main characters, actors in mind. But the one person that Craig Brewer did have in mind for this Song Sung Blue film was Jim Belushi.
Are you serious? I never heard that part. I mean, I never asked how he came up with Jim or anything, but that is fantastic.
Here's the quote. Brewer says, quote, when I wrote the script, I didn't have Hugh Jackman in my head. I didn't have Kate Hudson, but I had Jim Belushi in mind for Tom D'Amato. I thought no matter what, Jim is going to play this guy.
Oh, you're getting me all emotional all over again.
I'm so glad that I
wanted-
could share that with you. I'm an in-depth researcher, so sometimes it's like, did I do too much? So to be able to share that with you makes my heart happy.
Oh, that makes my heart happy. That is so incredible. That's so beautiful, because one thing that I always felt, the documentary is real, it's raw. And one thing I loved about it, with what my father said in the film, was that you got nothing but love from him. And, I'm saying that, but it comes off in the documentary. Because when the film was being made, me and the rest of my family were like, oh, I wonder how they're going to portray my dad. Are they going to play him like some sleazy manager who wants something from them? Or are they going to portray it real? And I thought, well, if it's based on the documentary, how could you not do anything but someone sweet? Because that's how he comes off in the documentary. That's how he was, So it's just so sweet that he walked away from that with that connection. I had never heard that. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure. And I can understand I would be concerned if it was my father being part of this, because we all know it is not a documentary and Hollywood has to dramatize things. So what artistic licenses will they take? So I can understand that concern. And there are a lot of people that I'm talking to who saw Lightning and Thunder and are kind of going, how did they get a story that Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are going to portray? And the real thrust and the themes that really spoke to Craig Brewer were the true love portion and the unstoppable dreaming. I can say that the film definitely speaks to that. And I think everybody can be proud of that and how this story is told. Beth D'Amato's experiences with the real Lightning and Thunder in Milwaukee next, bringing you behind the scenes of Song Sung Blue on What's on Tap as we creep closer to Sunday and see if Kate Hudson wins the Academy Award for her performance as Claire Sardina, Thunder of Lightning and Thunder. First, we check in with the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. State Supreme Court Justice Annette Ziegler will not run for re-election next year. She says it's the right time for her to spend more time with her family after serving on the bench for 30 years. Ziegler was first elected to the state's high court in 2007. She served as Chief Justice from 2021 to 2025. She was the only justice to not have an opponent over the last 2 decades. She will serve out the rest of her current term, which ends in July 2027. Repairs move forward at Hart Park in Wauwatosa after last summer's historic flooding. City officials estimate the storm caused about $4 million in damage to the stadium, bleachers, turf, playground, and softball field. An appeal for FEMA funding was denied, and Wauwatosa is not eligible for state disaster aid either. A $1 million donation from the Tosa Foundation will help with recovery, but questions remain about how the rest will be funded. Spring service changes begin for Milwaukee County Transit System. 5 MCTS bus routes are now shorter, and 7 routes will continue or begin long-term detours because of construction. 2 routes now have additional service while work on I-94 is underway. Those are Connect 1 and Route 30. MCTS has also just finished installing 25 new bus shelters at stops across the system. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads right now, no major incidents and no slowdowns. Taking a look at the WTMJ forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 38. Tuesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and chilly. Showers likely by evening, and with a chance for those to be thunderstorms, a high of 42. Wednesday, a wintry mix is likely, looking at less than 1 inch of snow total, a high of 38. Thursday, partly cloudy, a chance for some mixed precipitation late, a high of 43. Friday, another chance for snow or mix, a high of 41. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 57 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time at 7:32.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Aug Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Og Prep North, made for more. Apply today at ogprep.org.
Amy Simonson is the IT administrator with Professional Services Group. They had business technology from a not-so-supportive vendor. Not anymore. They switched to James Imaging Systems.
They come in as a partner. They want to help you. They want to make your business successful.
Including your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
He's always there when I need him. It's always like, what can I do to help you?
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner with great people and more value.
The value is we have the right equipment in the right place. We're getting reliable, consistent service when we need it.
Amy, your advice for other Wisconsin businesses?
I would definitely say contact James Imaging. They are very helpful and knowledgeable and will put you in the right place.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why shop the same retail giants as everyone else? We've supplied generations of farms and families with the trusted products you want and need at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like assorted Mobile Delvac diesel oil starting at $9.99 after $5 rebate, $2 off assorted Kalmbach poultry feed, and Krylon farm and implement paint 25% off. In-store and online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleets. Being original.
You bid, they benefit. It's that simple. WTMJ's Kristen Bry here to tell you that WTMJ is hosting a silent auction for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. And the auction is live now. Bid now at WTMJcares.com. Bid on game-worn Giannis gear, a signed bat from Brewers slugger Andrew Vaughn, and a golf foursome at Morningstar Golf Club. You score something amazing, local families get the diapers they desperately need. Auction closes Friday. Bid now at WTMJcares.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
My guest is Beth D'Amato, daughter of a Milwaukee man named Tom D'Amato, and he was the co-manager of the Milwaukee entertainment duo Lightning and Thunder. And that local couple's love story is portrayed by Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson in the new movie Song Sung Blue. Now, Beth has a career in blockbuster film special effects in California now, but grew up in Milwaukee. And Beth, what are your personal memories and interactions with Lightning and Thunder over the years?
Oh my gosh, that is such a great question. One of the first things that comes to mind is something that was in the trailer for the feature. When Claire, the first time I met her, she came over to my family's table to say hi to my dad. We get introduced, and I start asking her about what drew her to singing, and she talks about Mike, Lightning. And she actually said at our table, she goes, when I heard him sing, I told him, you're not a Neil Diamond impersonator, you're a Neil Diamond interpreter. And that's a huge line in a trailer and in the movie. And I'm like, when I first saw the trailer, I'm like, she said that at our, we weren't the only people she said it to. She said it all the time. But I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, this is going to be real. And that was the first time I'm like, oh, I have a memory of that. And there were several throughout the film. Like when they played with Pearl Jam, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know yet, but I'm sure all of Milwaukee knows. My dad called me. I was living in my apartment in Wauwatosa. He was like, hey, if you can get down to Summerfest, because they played at Marcus Amphitheater, he was like, Lightning and Thunder are going to play a song. He's like, Eddie Vedder invited them. He's like, I can get you backstage. You can meet Eddie Vedder. I was like, I'm on my way.
I'm like, tell me that you went.
I did. I watched the whole show from the wings, and then I got to meet Eddie Vedder afterwards. So you and I should have another show about that.
What do you remember about meeting Eddie Vedder, and what was your take on Eddie's impression of Lightning and Thunder, and really why he included them in that Pearl Jam show?
That's another good question, because I remember asking my dad, how did this even happen? And Lightning and Thunder were playing at Summerfest earlier that day. And Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam were just walking the grounds, listening to the bands. And they popped in on their stage and loved them, and happened to be, this is just so random for my dad, but happened to be near him. And he was like, hey, they're pretty good. And my dad's like, yeah. And then, of course, he did the manager thing, like, hey, like, I'm Tom, I'm their manager, And they just started talking. And he was like, yeah, this would be really great. Get like a hometown vibe with our show. He's like, do you think they'd want to play with us? And my dad, like having two daughters the age we were, he was like, I think they would like to play with you. Yeah. So he helped make that happen. But Eddie just enjoyed their vibe. He thought they were really fun and thought it would be really great to have a hometown connection in the middle of their show.
I love that.
Later when I talked to him, he seemed very, very enamored and entertained by them. Like, there were moments where he was chuckling and he wasn't laughing at them. He was laughing with them and with my dad and just like enamored with them. It was really sweet.
In the documentary, Song Song Blue, that was done in 2008, 2009, at the very end of that, what struck me was the fact that Eddie Vedder sent a guitar to Claire Sardina when Mike passed away.
Yeah.
So that's where it erased any doubt in my mind, because my concern was Eddie Vedder being cheeky? Was he kind of somehow poking fun at Lightning and Thunder? I just wasn't solidly convinced that there wasn't some nuance there when it actually happened. But then at the end of his life, to see that Eddie handwrites a letter and sends a guitar, because during that performance, Eddie Vedder hands him the guitar in the documentary and then takes the guitar back. So that was a really meaningful and special connection in the documentary. We don't see that guitar moment in the film. We don't need it, but for you to actually have the story and to have been there at this epic performance with Lightning and Thunder and Pearl Jam, that's fantastic.
Isn't that crazy? And that moment that you're talking
you can't
about,
make that up. That's why this is Hollywood. Like, truth is stranger than fiction sometimes.
Isn't that crazy? And you know, it's you're touching on all of the things. Like in the documentary, if you weren't there, it would be easy to watch that, because there is a moment where Eddie kind of laughs and chuckles, and you're right, there's a moment where you could go, oh, is he poking fun? And I could speak to the fact that he wasn't at all, because later he was actually talking about how he thought it was so great that they just started to take over the stage. Like, you don't see, but if you watch, the whole performance is on YouTube, you can see that full performance. And there's a point where where Lightning takes off his vest, Claire takes off her vest, and they're just like into it, and you just see Eddie kind of like he's not laughing at them. He's like, oh, this is great. Like, he had the whole, like, I'm in it, you know, even though, like, if you only see a clip, you could think he was kind of doing something in jest, and he wasn't at all. He was like, here you go. And there was even a moment where Mike Sardina hands Eddie his guitar too, like he's the stage hand or something, you know? It's
frankly, it's the guitar tech. Here, hold this.
Yeah. He's like, here, I gotta go do a show.
Get my groove on.
Like, all right, I got you. He talked about it backstage too. He was like, you guys were great. He said he loved how they took over.
You see some of that in the movie Song Song Blue. Beth D'Amato is my guest on What's on Tap, and I'll ask her how her Hollywood movie industry colleagues reacted to the premiere screening that they saw. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries and dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For 176 years, St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee has been neighbors helping neighbors, working to eliminate poverty and hunger with compassion and dignity. When families face hard times, our volunteers step in. Over 600 trained volunteers ready to meet people where they're at, in their homes. And that's what our Neighbors Helping Neighbors home visit program is all about. Volunteers travel in pairs, listening first, then offering personalized support. They provide families and individuals with things like furniture, beds, food, clothing, and connect them to vital community resources, help that provides stability during challenging times. These home visits don't just address an immediate need, they help create a safer, more stable future for our families and individuals in our community. Last year alone, St. Vincent de Paul Society volunteers completed nearly 11,000 home visits across Milwaukee County, serving those who need us most. Together, we are neighbors helping neighbors. To learn more about our mission or get involved, visit svdpmilw.org.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Bringing you behind the scenes and a bit back in time, discussing the new film Songs Sung Blue with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson with Milwaukee native Beth D'Amato. Beth now works creating visual effects in hit movie franchises like Star Wars and Mission Impossible. Maybe you've heard of them. She shared memories of being side stage when Lightning and Thunder played with Pearl Jam at Summerfest. And now she gets to see Jim Belushi play her dad, Tom, in this movie. At your Hollywood premiere screening in October, were any of the other performers there hanging out at the after party? Hugh Jackman, Kate Hudson, anybody other than Jim Belushi?
Yeah, they were all there except for Hugh. He wasn't able to make the party, but Kate was there. Ella Anderson, I got to talk to who plays Rachel. We talked a bit. And, oh my gosh, the guy who plays Jim Belushi's best friend, Fisher Stevens. Thank you. We spoke to him.
The
so
dentist.
He played my dad's best friend, who was Dr. David Watson, who was also my dentist. So,
you don't have a lightning bolt on your tooth right now, do you?
I don't. If I got anything, I'd have him put a lightsaber for what I do for a living. I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's a good call. I love that.
Yeah. But I remember when he did that, too. He was telling us, like, over the dinner table, he's like, I put a lightning bolt. I'm like, you did not. He's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, okay. And then for the movie to open that way, I'm like, of course.
There are a lot of nuggets to like in this movie. Was there any particular part of the movie that still stays with you now?
You know what? There is. Like, one of my favorite moments in the movie, and this I don't know if they actually did in real life, but there's a duet near the beginning of the movie that establishes their chemistry. I loved how the staging, I love how the whole scene is blocked, but I just thought that duet was absolutely beautiful. Like, I can't wait to have the soundtrack so I can hear that version of that song. Like, I mean, I don't want to reveal anything, but
that's a great point about the soundtrack, though, because the other thing that I learned in my research, Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson recorded everything before they filmed, and that was how they really got their rapport and that authentic musical connection. And I think you're right, that duet really shows that not quite the level of Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper for Shallow, but certainly
their version of that.
Exactly. That level of the musical journey, building that bond of love. Absolutely.
And it took everyone in. So at a Hollywood premiere, I'll just say it, like I've been to other Hollywood screenings, and sometimes it's a jaded audience. You know, they're there like, hey, I'm going to judge this, and oh, I don't clap. You know, they don't often get into it in the same way your general audience does. And after that duet, the whole place erupted into applause. And I wasn't, it's been a long time since, like, I hate to sound this way, but an industry audience reacted like that with such enthusiasm, just overtly. And I thought that was amazing because I felt it. I was like, hell yeah. But the whole place did. It was great.
And Beth, in comparison, at the Oriental Theater, where it was the friends and family screening in the hometown, that didn't happen. There was some laughter. You heard some sniffles at some parts, but like I said, it was kind of reserved, like everybody was truly paying attention. But interesting that the jaded Hollywood audience so bought in by that duet. I love knowing that. I want to take you back to one thing that you mentioned about the script, and then I have a big question, and then we'll wrap up. The one thing I want to share with you about the script, where you're like, Neil Diamond interpreter, Claire Sardina said that to me when I first met her. That makes me feel like the movie is real. I got the chance to talk to Rachel Cartwright, Claire's daughter, at the premiere. Lovely, lovely person. And she was consulting a lot with Craig Brewer as he was screenwriting. She mentioned to me that some of the lines that she suggested made it in the movie, and that she was just so thrilled, like that he listened to her and like, oh, okay. And what I was telling him really did work, and that he listened to my experience with Lightning and Thunder.
Oh, that's amazing. And, you know, I'm happy for her because, I mean, I knew her as I shouldn't say as well as Mike and Claire, but I knew her as well, meaning I knew her in addition. And her contribution cannot be overlooked also. Like, you know, Claire was on set for, I think, a week or so, maybe more. But I know that Rachel had a different perspective on everything. You know what I mean? There's the perspective of the two who are on stage singing, but Rachel had a different bird's eye view, as we know, watching the movie. Yeah. So I love that she got to have input. I love that for her. And talking to Craig, it was really, really important to him that people in Milwaukee, people from like all walks of life, could connect to this film, because it's not just about somebody performing at a Neil Diamond level, but it's about families, it's about heart, it's about dreaming. And he's like, we all have that. And we have, you know, broken times in our homes, and they have that in the film. So he's like, all of this means something to human beings, and he just wanted people to connect to it. And I think Rachel's input probably helped make that happen. So that's amazing.
Yeah, natural family drama. And she couldn't say enough about Hugh Jackman. I was with her at Cops when Hugh Jackman was serving frozen custard, and I got a chance to chat with her, but she said Hugh plays Papa, which is what she called Lightning, Mike Sardina. And she said, he plays Papa so well. And I said, and she told me, I bet when Hugh comes out, he'll want to come and hug me. And sure enough, he lit up when he saw her, and they had a big hug right in front of me. I was actually happy to really capture that.
Oh.
So to know that this filming really is a family affair and really was meaningful, and it isn't poking fun of Milwaukee. It is celebrating true love. It is celebrating dreaming. Like P.T.
It really
Barnum.
is.
In The Greatest Showman, like P.T. Barnum, this is a different version of someone who had big dreams and went for it. So my last question for you. Oh,
Yes.
What were you say?
Oh, I was just going to connect the whole father thing again, and I got to tell Jim Belushi. He was like, I hope I made you and your family proud. He's like, I hope I did him well. And I turned to Jim and I just said, you know what? I'm like, you brought him back to life for a few hours tonight. And he goes, that is the best review I've ever had. So Rachel felt it with Hugh. We felt it with Jim Belushi. I mean, that should just be like the biggest like banner to go see this film, is like we're all feeling the vibes.
Oh, that really is emotional. That's sweet. I was like, you almost made me cry. Like, stop that. Oh, what a gift. What an absolute gift.
Yes. You know, the whole film is because my dad was such a fan that I couldn't listen to Neil Diamond after he died. And this movie opened that door back up for me again. I can now get in the car and play it and smile and be happy. Like, it almost was like emotional closure in some weird, wild, therapeutic way.
Song Sung Blue is connecting with people who experienced lightning and thunder in real life. And Beth, I want to get a sense of the Hollywood buzz on the movie. That's next on What's on Tap.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing provides your home with the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors to enhance your home's appearance. Available in cut-to-length panels that cover a large area for a fast installation. Shop our selection of roofing products today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. You can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
You can't beat Berghardt.
Sports lovers love us. Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
In Milwaukee in the 90s, Lightning and Thunder, a musical duo who played a lot of Neil Diamond songs, performed at bars, the Wisconsin State Fair. They were a staple around here. And the movie about this couple and their true love was released last Christmas called Song Sung Blue. Kate Hudson plays Claire Thunder Sardina in Song Sung Blue, and she's gotten multiple award nominations for her performance. No wins yet, but Kate Hudson could win an Academy Award on Sunday. Cross your fingers. Beth D'Amato, Milwaukee native whose dad, Tom, co-managed Lightning and Thunder, was my guest here on What's on Tap in December when the film was about to come out. And she works in the movie business, recreating very impressive visual effects at Industrial Light and Magic. I asked Beth in December what her vibe on Oscar nominations for Song Sung Blue were.
Ooh, well.
Or is this like talking about a no-hitter in baseball? If you're like, tapping out on that.
I can share my personal opinion, but I don't know if I'm in the Motion Picture Academy also. So I will have a little bit of a say if things go the way I want it to go. Personally, I would love to see Kate get a nomination. I would love to see Hugh get a nomination, but I feel like this is Kate's and Claire's story in a lot of ways. Even though it's a huge Mike story as well, there's something about Claire's journey that Kate just captured, and she captured Milwaukee in all of it. Her accent is perfect. I feel like she embodies Claire in a way that just warmed my heart. And to see her go through everything she goes through, I would love to see a nomination. I could see a screenwriting nomination too. So who knows? But I've got my fingers crossed for all of it. I'm definitely not the one to ask though, because I am completely biased. That was the thing. So many people are like, what do you think of the movie? I'm like, I can't tell you. I loved it, but I have a completely different perspective.
Yeah, my dad is in it. That's going to sway you for sure.
Exactly. They say, I want you to meet Tom D'Amato. I'm like, my sister and I just immediately started bawling when that happened in the movie. So I'm like, I have a different view of this movie.
And that's a funny scene, too. So
yes.
For you to be crying during a comedic scene is understandable.
Exactly.
But yeah. Oh, well, I'm so glad that you got to feel all the feels with Song Sung Blue. Beth D'Amato, Hollywood industry professional, and daughter of Tom D'Amato, co-manager and enthusiast of Lightning and Thunder.
Thank you, Sandy. This was so much fun. I so appreciate you giving all the love to Song Sung Blue.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's good people. You can listen to that full interview. Go back and listen to the podcast or share it with others if they're also saying, man, it is wild that this movie is being made about Lightning and Thunder. Song Sung Blue in theaters. And if you missed any of Hugh Jackman in Milwaukee, or you just want to catch up on that, we have a whole page devoted to Hugh Jackman in Milwaukee coverage. If you text the word Hugh, H-U-G-H, text Hugh to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Text Hugh and you'll get a link to browse Hugh in Milwaukee. Here's Hugh Jackman spending time with me on the blue carpet at the Oriental Theater.
Hi.
Hi, Hugh.
TMJ. Hi.
Feed me again.
Feed you again.
I got your very first scoop of Song Sung Blueberry. That was me.
It was good, right?
It was delicious. I was with Rachel.
I spent a long time coming up with that recipe, so I'm really glad you liked it.
It's a crowd pleaser. Your first time in Milwaukee after filming this story all about Milwaukee, has it lived up to your expectations? What surprised you?
Beyond. I'm staying. I bought a house and I'm staying. No, what has surprised me?
You'd be welcome. You saw that line around the block at Cobb's.
Well, the custard surprised me. I've never had it before. I kind of thought it was ice cream, but I realized, oh no, it's another whole universe. I don't know if I can go back. The food, the people, just the feeling here today. We went to some schools. The feeling in this city, there's something special about it. And I sort of knew that because of doing this movie. And being here tonight is in many ways the most important night for this movie. Being here with the family, whose lives we're portraying. I don't know. I've absolutely loved it. The cold has surprised me a little bit. I may not have been fully prepared.
And some feet of snow, but you're now part of Milwaukee lore. Thank you for being part of this.
It is my pleasure, literally.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He is Hugh Jackman. I am Sandy Maxx. Thank you for listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This